There we go. Yeah, I need to have somebody do a voiceover. Like, Spoiler Kings.
That would be so awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, so Book of Boba came out today, episode 2. What do you think about it? How'd you like it?
The first thing I thought about was the fact that we have the evil Wookiee. The first thing I thought, I was like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, you knew
With
he was
his
being
mark.
in the area, so I mean that was pretty cool. And
Yeah.
I loved the first like 10-15 minutes. I mean, loved the first 10-15 minutes. And then the rest of it was just a good story, but you knew what was going to happen every step. Like I knew how he was going to do it. I've seen the same story over and over again, become part of the tribe and all this stuff. So it was still worth watching. There was a lot of action, a lot of stuff going on, but I just knew the story. I knew what was happening.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say the same. Like, remember last week I said, I'm like, this week better be the last week for memory lane kind of stuff. Like, I don't know. I mean, I know after watching this though, I think they're gonna do one more. Yeah. Because now he has to tell the group like he's leaving, and there's gonna be that whole thing. So there's at least one more.
You know what? I do have more respect for him because he showed how he could become one with them, one with the tribe. It was really, I mean, it was cool to watch. I just knew what was happening. Yeah, you knew exactly how it's going to happen. So it was like, I don't know. I thought it was really good.
Yeah. The thing that kept running through my mind was he's a Mandalorian. Mandalorians are like pack kind of creatures. You know what I mean? Like they need to be in groups and stuff like that. And it was like, is this him like not only connecting with these people, but also like reconnecting with who he really is? Even though he's a clone, he's still a clone of a Mandalorian. So is it like I need to be part of a group because that's like just in his blood? That's what I took a lot from the show. What I was thinking.
I mean, how easy he actually fit into it. How well he learned all their traditions, and he understood. Even though he didn't speak the same language, he understood all the stuff. But he took what he learned from his life before, along with what he was learning from the tribe, and put them together, and that was really cool too. And gave them respect in their area. That's pretty good too.
Yeah, it was very. I don't know how to say. Like it was like very. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good word. Like I don't know. Like, the first thing that pops in mind is like a group project. You know what I mean? It's like like he knows he's like he has to put his work in type of thing. That's what I got. I got. It's like
you had to earn your keep.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
The thing I kept on thinking that when he started talking about, are you traveling, giving spice? Are you traveling through this spice? So I was like, sand dunes, spice, really, dune, really?
Yeah. Yeah. That was the first thing my girlfriend said when she goes, spice. I'm like, yeah, where do you think you got it from? I was like, I'm like, it's a sand planet and there's spice. I was like, you didn't have to think too hard on that one. And we got Diggs BTW. Hey, what's up? What's up, man?
What's up? Thanks, Diggs, for coming in.
Yeah. And I see he's got a Bills oh my god, Bills player on his thingy.
Yep.
So I had a brain fart. Yeah. So yeah, it was just very flashbacky, and I'm kind of like, I want more. I want to know what's going to happen. I don't need to know he's a badass. We all know he's a badass. That was my biggest thing. I was like, new story.
They haven't gotten to anything new. Right now it's reminding me a lot of Wanda. Like how like you know what's going on. It's the same story still playing out, but they're just trying to drive home the point of who he is. So now you know how he's going to rule and why he makes these new rules. Why he's living his life this way. It's because probably what happened with him with the Sand People.
Yeah, like he's trying to like rule with like compassion or being like a strong leader rather than being a leader that's feared, like the Huts.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got a lot.
Yeah.
It's just I want more. I like the whole first part of it was awesome. You know, when he met the new Huts, and I know I told you off screen. I was like, oh, please be Zyro, whatever his name, with his southern Louisiana kind of like accent that he's got on the Clone Wars.
Oh, he should have had some sweet tea with him.
Yeah.
Mama, yeah, let Mama eat first.
Yeah, that was kind of like super funny. With the, and he was like there was a sister that was fanning herself. I'm like, oh, is she gonna have that southern accent? I'm like, please. But nah.
Southern Belle.
Yeah. Oh, like now after re-listening to it, I'm like, oh, it's a lot of like Cajun too, though. It reminded me of. So, but obviously they didn't. They all spoke normal, like normal Hut mumble. What was it? I don't even know what it's called, but gibberish.
Yeah.
But yeah, the evil Wookiee was pretty awesome. That dude was huge.
Evil Chewbacca, like he was all the black, and he was like a grizzly bear. Like he was walking around like he's like the Rock underneath the costume. It's crazy.
He had the Mario Brothers turtle shell shoulder pads.
Yep.
It's the first thing I thought about. I'm like, oh, it's the blue shell with the spikes that he's rocking them. But obviously he's gonna play a bigger role later. But
of course, I mean, and balance. We talking about Star Wars, so everything has to be a balance. So if Chewie's doing all this good stuff for the good people, an evil Chewbacca somewhere on the other end doing just as much evil, messing up stuff, and we'll see them. Or Mando's going to have to deal with it probably. So Boba Fett's going to do this, and then Mando's going to have to jump in and have to help him out. I still think the Mandalorians are going to play a huge part in this whole series.
Yeah. At the very least, Mando Din Djarin is going to, I think, at the very least. But I think, because it's setting up like, oh, he's part of a group, him and his group, and blah blah blah, and it was a group that didn't accept him at first, and now he's part of it. I mean, it's drawing straight parallels to like where it's gonna go. So yeah. I mean, he's already got that connection with Din, from the Mandalorian season 2. But I mean, he could be his like way in, like back in kind of thing. Because he also opened his eyes to a lot. He's like, hey, yeah, people will also take off their mask, and we're both outsiders. And
I mean, really, it's the Mandalorian civil war right now. I mean, it's
about to be.
So he's going to be drawn into this war. That's why I think that Boba Fett had to happen before Mandalorian season 3, because he's going to show how Boba Fett comes to be drawn back in, and he's going to be one of the leaders there too, because he's the only one that really knows how to deal with war and knows how to deal with all the craziness that's going to go on.
Yeah, I mean, Bo-Katan was legit in charge. She was a lot in the Clone Wars. But yeah, it's going to be really interesting. But there was one thing I wanted to get your take on it. So somebody I watched said they were talking about, they're like, oh, how much people are upset about the show so far, that it's not what they expected. And I'm like, I guess I get it, but it's got to tell a story. You just can't like have Boba Fett like shooting, running around and shooting shit. It's got to have like explain and this and that. But his thing was like, he goes, it's in the name of the show. It's the Book of Boba. So it's like, it's going to have stories of him before he gets to where he needs to get in Mandalorian season 3. I was like,
it's a journey. This is him.
I didn't even think about
where it needs to be that's what we were talking about, for Mandalorian, for when they're going to do this war. How is he developing as a person, developing as a character, and then going to get to the point where he is a main character? But you have to build that character up, especially if he's going to be a main character.
Yeah.
And we already had a backstory on him, so we kind of know where he came from. So that right now they're just filling in the blanks, and then they're going to push him towards where we need to go.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But yeah, it was like the Book of Boba. It was like they didn't call it just Boba Fett, like they did with Mandalorian. It was like no, it's the Book of Boba. So
Yeah.
like I was like, yeah.
So every week we're gonna get a different story about it. We'll get a little bit of what's going on, but it's gonna be another story about what things are going on.
Yeah. That's what I think.
I can see that.
Turn my mic down a little bit. All right. But yeah, I mean, how'd you like at the end? Oh, so at the end they did their little fire dance kind of thing. And my girlfriend knows I play rugby, and the guy who plays Boba Fett is New Zealand, so he's very ingrained into the rugby culture. And she's like, oh look, they're doing the haka. I was like, basically, and I wonder if that was him. I wonder if that was him. Like, oh, let's do this like war dance, because it was like, so like that was kind of cool.
Intimidate thing you could do right before a sporting event. Like even if it's like, I don't matter, it's football, it doesn't matter. If they did it in basketball, I'll be like, oh man, I'm not gonna just go foul that guy. Just
they did it in basketball in the Olympics. Do you not know? I think it was them versus France, I believe, or something. And they didn't know. So they go out there and there's like the 11 of them, and they're doing the haka, and it pissed off the coach from the other team because he's like, it's disrespectful, blah, blah, blah. And they're I'm like, no, this is like what they do for every yeah.
And I'm like, you're French. Shut up.
Exactly. But yeah, so or it might I think it was France. It might have been Italy. But yeah, they did it in basketball, and obviously they got their butts whooped because New Zealand's not known for basketball.
Now they're gonna have a Michael Jordan, but hey, whatever. You made it.
Yeah, yeah. So how'd you like the end of it with the circle dance?
Very cool, but once again, I felt like I knew what was happening because it's just like, I mean, how many movies we could say that the air up there, say any movie where there's an outsider that comes into a culture that has that type thing, they become one of them. They have that same ceremony. You knew exactly how it was gonna go.
Yeah.
But I can't say I didn't like it. I did enjoy it. I liked it a lot, but I knew what was happening. Nothing new surprised me in the last 35 minutes of that the show.
Yeah.
It was just a story, and I knew exactly what was going to happen, and exactly what I thought was going to happen happened.
Yeah, I'm right there. It's like you said, it's he made his own weapon. He got accepted by the group. Like he went on this like mission to save the group.
Journey, all teen boys go on their little journey. It's like Avatar. They go out, they gotta go and come back. It's the same thing,
Yeah.
And cultural things. Yeah, I knew what was happening. I was like, okay, whatever.
So when he's like, when the leader said, "I got a gift for you," and he gave him the little lizard thing, what did you think was gonna happen? I that was funny.
I thought it was gonna be like a pet. I thought he had to like take care of the little lizard and like make it grow up, and then he has to like prove, and then he's gonna like kill it one day and eat it, and so like even things that you have are for the whole group, something like that,
Yeah.
I didn't know it was gonna get up his nose and take him on a magical journey.
that was bonkers. That was bonkers. But I mean, it makes sense because that's what that story always does. Like they have to go on a journey, kind of thing, like you said. But I did not expect that. I thought they were gonna like rip it apart and pour the blood down his mouth to make him high or something. I didn't expect him to like do Matrix style up his nose type of thing. Like
he was like,
I was like, damn.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the whole tree thing reminded me of the Dark Force cave, like in on Dagobah kind of thing. That reminded me a lot of that. So, but yeah, man, I don't know. What would you rate this? Now, later, or never? This episode.
I mean, if you like Star Wars, you have to watch it now. But it was of the nows. It's like it was just a okay, good episode. Just like a ho hum, good episode. Not anything like punch me in the face like, oh my god, I gotta go see it again. I'm not gonna watch it again. You know, I saw it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I'll wait till next week.
Yeah. I mean, for this one, I would probably put it like at a later. I was like, you didn't have to I didn't have to come home and watch it right away. Like I could have probably waited to the weekend or something and before the next episode. They didn't have to be right away, you know.
I think when we look back at the series, this episode actually might be a later because it might be one that you could totally skip and not miss a beat
Maybe.
in the whole, the grand scheme of things. So you might be right.
Yeah.
You might have swayed me a little bit to this later.
Yeah, it's just it was awesome. I enjoyed it. The action was super good. Like he really got to show off how much of a badass he is. But ultimately, it was just like
the same.
It didn't. Yeah, exactly. So I was gonna, okay, but it was okay. Anything else before we move on to the next one?
I'm looking forward to more now stories. I want to see what happens as he tries to rule. Instead of Jabba, him ruling this and what he does, how it works. I really want to see Boba, deal with it as a crime lord, as an emperor.
Mm-hmm.
How is he going to deal with these things?
Yeah. That's where I'm at. It's like, it's also it's like where what's her name? Her name was that not Shen. I'm drawing a blank on her name. Where she told him, she goes, "Oh, if we want to kill them, we have to get permission." I was like, "Damn!" Like it's like that. Like
you can't just go kill them.
Yeah, but and then it's like they give you this good stuff that could lead into great story and then they're like, "Oh, back to the memory." I was like, "Damn it!" Like, come on. I feel
they said the twins remind you of Bill and Lil from Rugrats. Like, oh,
that's funny. Oh, that was good. I forgot how many huts there are. Like I know there's a bunch of them. It's like a big family. But yeah,
that rule. This quarter of the quadrant.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited to see more. Yeah. I mean, there's only four more episodes left.
Only 4 more episodes, so this got to turn up the heat. I mean, it's to catch up. I mean, I understand you're trying to tell stories, but you got to give us something new. It has to get to the next place. And right now, we're running. It's like running in place. Well, it's not really that fun. And if I want to go on a journey, I want to go on a journey. Yes, I get the same workout. It's still the same things happening, but going on a journey, experiencing new things, that's what we're looking for. And I know Jon Favreau. I'm pretty sure he knows that.
Yeah, not everything he does is great. Most things he does is great, but he did Lion King, which was not good.
Yeah. Don't even get me started on Lion King. It's literally my favorite movie growing up, and I saw the live action. I was like, really?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was not fun.
Thanks, Beyonce.
But yeah, I know. Yeah, man. So yeah, next week we'll talk about episode 3 and see where it is. So what's your order right now? Which one's better, 1 or 2?
1's better than 2.
I feel like I'm there with you.
And they both are like underwhelming, but 1's better than 2. It was the beginning of the story. There's more things going on. I mean, he was more of a badass because he's doing it by himself in episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
2 was just, I knew what was going to happen. 1, I didn't know what was going to happen, how it's going to happen.
Yeah.
How he's going to go get out of this thing. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.